Good morning, everyone. This is Jake Lopez. The topic that was assigned to me is about the reasons to assess, and this is a continuation of Mr. Helplate report. So, without further ado, let's get started. What is assessment? Assessment is a process by which information is obtained relative to some known objective or goal. Assessment is a broad term that includes testing. A test is a special test form of assessment. So assessment are a key components of all education system and has a critical role in students' learning journey by measuring students' achievement and skill mastery. Assessment help students learn, teachers improve instructions, and by assessing the students, the teachers could determine if the student really performing in the classroom. Classroom assessment is the act of collecting information about students about their performances in school. By assessing our students, we can determine the learning style of students, the learning about students' interest in various topics. Additionally, assessment is a key part of today's educational system. We have five key points and reasons to assess, and these are the diagnostic students' strengths and weaknesses, deciding and what to and not to teach next, giving students feedback, seeing students' progress, and lastly, handling the students their final grade. Let's proceed now to number one. Diagnostic students' strengths and weaknesses. It is really important to determine the students' weaknesses and strengths for the reason that we can know their lapses when it comes to learning or mastering the material books. Additionally, assessing students' strengths and weaknesses indicating which skills students are good at and which ones they need more practice. One of the best method that we could use this is the diagnostic test, wherein the teacher will conduct a quiz or exam prior on the discussion, and the result of the quiz or exam will not be recorded because the only goal of the teacher is to know if the students have an idea about the next discussion. With this, the teacher will discover what students have already learned and what they need to learn. And the second one is deciding what to and not to teach next. Every student is different. They have a different coping mechanism. So, as a teacher, we should be flexible on deciding what topic we need to teach and not to teach. We need to create a plan of learning activities that could help the students to engage during the discussion. It is like we need to consider the students first before we provide a new lesson. Creating a strategy will do. A strategy that could help the students to strengthen their knowledge about the topic that we need to discuss. And the third one is giving students feedback. Continuous assessment provides day to day feedback about the learning and teaching process. Assessment can reinforce the efficacy of teaching and learning. Every student want to hear a feedback about their work or progress in school. Giving students feedback has a huge role in shaping the students because they will be more motivated. Additionally, giving students feedback will help them to boost their confidence and they will know what they should do or exert more effort. And providing a feedback to the students will also help them to study hard because they feel appreciated by their effort. And next one is seeing students progress. Every teacher wants to see their students progressing in every discussion. By seeing the progress of every student, we are assured that they are really improving in every discussion. By assessing the students, we have the ability to determine whether the students are coping on the discussion or not. And lastly, handing students their final grade. After the evaluation of the teacher to the students, the assessment they created will determine on the final grade of the students. So the final grade of the students depends on them. To sum up, when you identify the strengths and weaknesses of the students, you can help them to strengthen the knowledge they have on the topic. And when it comes to the weaknesses of the students, you can also help them by providing the things that they are lacking of. And after knowing their strengths and weaknesses, we can now decide on what kind of approach we can use to the students, then we can now give our feedback to them based on their performance in the classroom. After we gave them the feedback, we can now determine if they are progressing on the evaluation that we created. And lastly, their final grade depends on them. And that concludes my report. Thank you for listening.